Henry is our second child. He was born in 2015 in April.
Henry, I just remember we said over and over, he was just the perfect little guy. I mean, he's still the perfect little guy, but
very low maintenance early on.
Yeah.
He was very mellow.
When he was 16 months old at his pediatrician, at his appointment, I said, should we look at this? And his pediatrician didn't have any concerns. She was like, well, if you want to. So we brought in early intervention. And they did some assessments and they had said, yeah, well, he's physically behind a little bit and his language is behind too. We did some initial physical therapy, but once he started walking right at 18 months, that stopped.
He had always participated in certain repetitive behaviors. He was going up and down ramps a lot, repetitively, just seeking for that type of stimulation. I mean, he was doing it over and over again, and that was a little bit of a red flag for sure.
We had our moment, like, oh my goodness, he has language delays. He has oddities or socially withdrawn, and he has repetitive behaviors. We thought, could this be autism? Could this be more than just developmental delays? We reached back out to early intervention and they started doing their assessments.
It was a tough process because you are hearing from people saying certain things. You get a lot of mixed messages along the way. I mean, there's certain people whose expertise is certainly higher than others. So some people say, well, he makes good eye contact. So I don't think that's it. There was one doctor in particular that told us that. There were certainly some bumps in the road along that path. Some frustrations.
I mean, early intervention was great. Met with a developmental pediatrician through the University of Chicago, and he just said, look, this is your process. This is your to-do list for the next 6 months. And that was totally overwhelming. He said, the first thing you need to do is you need to have him evaluated by a team, such as a team at Easterseals. Because he also has a large head, you need to see a neurologist, you need to see a geneticist, and I guess it was that medical stuff that was the scariest for us.
In particular, we met with a geneticist. Part of a geneticist's job is to give you the information about the possibilities, and due to some physical characteristics of Henry, there was a chance that it could have been something much more severe. So that was certainly the most difficult time. You've got about 3 or 4 months there where we're just kind of waiting just to hear, like, oh, we were just wrapping our heads around autism, now there might be this other thing that's actually way more severe and that could certainly shorten his lifespan, and there's certain many other things that we're now considering. So those were a pretty dark 3 or 4 months.
We were working with therapists at Easterseals. So even though he didn't have a diagnosis yet, we worked with him as if he had that. And his therapist at Easterseals, it didn't matter what he officially has or doesn't have. They looked at him and they worked with him at his level. And those therapists, they helped guide our journey. Henry loved it right from the get-go. They just knew him and got him, and it's just been so easy and such a pleasure working with them. So Easterseals has always been in the background, supporting us, supporting our kid. He had his diagnosis at Easterseals. He met with the team, a developmental pediatrician, occupational therapist, speech therapist, developmental therapist, I think. Our diagnosis at Easterseals was, I would say, as comfortable an autism diagnosis could possibly be. I mean, I thought the team was really, really good. I feel like the developmental pediatrician there, I don't know, just the things he said, I'll never forget the way he phrased certain things, and he was just really positive and encouraging.
I'm Maureen Karwowski, and I see Henry for occupational therapy. He has low muscle tone and his postural strength is low, so it just all fed into his being withdrawn and not being as interactive with other people. So if he was in a room, it would be hard for him to look up from what he was doing, to look at this person over here, look at this person over here. So we worked on developing some of his core strengths and just giving him some feedback to his body so he was a little more alert and able to attune to the people in his life.
it can be scary, and it's easy to say, well, you know, oh yeah, he's just taking a little longer to do this, or, you know, maybe he'll get this, you know, we'll work really hard on this. Basically, I guess my advice would be, don't be afraid to reach out. There are so many therapists, organizations. I mean, I'm just almost overwhelmed by the number of resources that are available to us. I think every step of the way we have felt very supported by medical professionals, therapists, organizations like Easterseals. So, I mean, I would say, like, reach out, investigate, ask questions, don't give up, because early intervention is really key. And Henry would not have made the progress he has made without that early